So we pumped all the liquid manure out of this pit that we could. Unfortunately, there's about a 3-foot layer of solid manure. This is the result from the sand bedding we use in the cow barn. The sand just sinks to the bottom of the manure pit and you're stuck with this. It's really unfortunate. We're gonna have to scoop this out with a loader. We did build a ramp over there so we can just drive in nicely and scoop it all out. We're gonna have to use a different manure spreader though. So we're gonna clean all this manure equipment off the tank and the pump here. We're gonna pressure wash it off nice and clean. And we're also gonna run some water through the tank just so that it cleans out the inside, cleans out the pump, and it's ready for winter then. I was hoping to use that white pipe there. It's what we use to fill the feed wagon, but we're about 2 feet lower. So we're gonna have to think of something else. It's all clean now. We're gonna put water in the tank so we can rinse it out. So we drove over to the well, we put a garden hose in there. It's gonna take a really long time to fill up. I'll come back here in 2 hours maybe, and then we'll agitate it for a while in there. It'll rinse it out, get as much of the crap out as possible, and then we'll pump it out. Hopefully it cleans out the pump right away too. We're gonna hook a chain up around the back of the fill pipe here, lift it up, and hopefully this hose will drain out into the pit. That was pretty shitty. We got the pump cleaned off. Now we're gonna head back to the tank, agitate that water in it a little while, and then we're gonna dump it and park that thing too. Just agitated the water in there for about 5 minutes, then I drove to a hill so that the front of the tank was kind of slanted downward so that all the water in here would flow to the front pump. And then when I turn the pump on, 100% of the water pumps out. And looks like we got all of it. There's a couple bubbles in there, but now it should be clean. We're just gonna take water out of a couple pump areas and the manifold at the back for the hoses, and then it should be good for winter. This is the manure spreader we're gonna be using to scoop the rest of the crap out of that pit. It's a Bunning 230 Lowlander wide body, except it's missing the beaters at the back. We had some troubles and they are right here in our shop. We had some problems with the gearboxes back here. I was spreading manure this spring and I heard some loud noises behind me in the tractor, and I looked back and the beaters weren't spinning anymore. So what happened was water got in the seals here and it got in the gearboxes, and some oil must have leaked out and water got in there instead. And this just shredded the gears in there. So we got a whole new assembly there, and it's put on there now. And we just need to bolt this to the back of the manure spreader. It's only 4 bolts, so it's not a huge job. We just need to lift it up with the loader. We're gonna hook the bunning up to this tractor now. We just need to put this clavis on. We just backed in the shop here. We're doing some work on it. There's supposed to be a rubber liner here at the bottom of this gate, but this spring when I was hauling it shot it out the back, so we're gonna put it back on now. These two go on top of each other and they get pinched in between a piece of metal. So there's supposed to be a metal strip here that also got shot out the back of the spreader, and this is all that's left of it. So this piece used to just be straight across. It was bolted on. I just hammered out all the bolts. They're all snapped off. And now we're gonna cut that little extra piece off here. And then we're gonna have to get a new piece of flat bar here, bolt it back on. And then we're gonna put that on. And we should be ready to go. We got the rubber lining installed on the door here, and we also lifted the beaters back onto the spreader with the wheel loader and bolted them down. We put the PTO shaft that comes underneath the wagon back on as well. And so this thing should be pretty much ready to go. We're just gonna check the pressure in the tires and put some oil in those gearboxes. And that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button down below, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.